Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of BMW Build. Let's review the work this far. So, spoiler alert, this is where we are now. But Brass, in the last episode you were struggling to get the exhaust off the bike. What happened? Well, let me tell you what happened. Because I'm an idiot, I managed to delete a lot of material off my camera before I had a chance to put it on my computer. I was supposed to put 2 new episodes the past week on YouTube, the episode 3, part 1 and part 2. But since I managed to delete the material, I didn't have enough material. And also, the parts that I managed to delete was the last parts where I managed to get the frame off the engine. So I'm sorry, it is what it is, you know. Actually, what we could do now is I'm gonna give you a short time lapse laced with generic YouTube music, and then we'll get back to the engine at hand. Sounds good? Sounds good. Alright, so there we have it. There wasn't enough material where you can't actually see me lifting frame off the engine, but it is what it is. So, for those who are thinking of starting a similar project to mine, here's a few good tips to know before you lift the frame of the engine. Get all the cables out first. Like, you have your throttle cable, you have your clutch cable, and you have your choke cable. And the clutch cable is connected to this knob right here. Your throttle cable is connected in between the throttle body right here, and your choke cable is connected here. Or better yet, somewhere down here, but you can't really see it right now. So when you take those out of the way, the whole process becomes so much easier, because the throttle cable goes through the throttle body and comes out from between the air filter boxes. Also, if you're not an idiot like me, make sure after you've unbolted the wheels and everything, you take this bolt off. It's connected to the frame right here, and when you take that off, you know, life becomes so much easier. I didn't notice that bolt, so it took me like 5-10 minutes to struggle and figure out why the frame wasn't lifting off. But yeah, that's about it. Also, remember to take off the radiator, because it's connected to the frame, and the radiator is also connected to the engine naturally. So the game plan for now is, I'm thinking, let's start stripping the main drive axle, whatever it is, and I'm gonna see how long it takes. If it takes too long, I'm gonna leave stripping of the gearbox, the alternators, starter motors, and the clutch housing to another episode. But yeah, I think that's a good game plan. Let's get to it. All right, so let's see here. Oh, there's a little bit of oil on the crown that I need to clean up. But yeah, first things first. I do believe the rear sets need to come off before I do anything else. Where the hell did I put my brake cleaner? Is it here? Yes. So I got my tools ready. Fuck, there's a lot of oil in here. Well, that's what the brake cleaner is great for. Getting rid of these pesky oil stains. Also, I think I managed to step on it. Yes, I did. So, let's see here. Gotta clean up my shoe first. So these bolts, Allen bolts, 3, I'd say that's a 6mm, and I guess an 8mm right there, and the same thing on the other side. I think I might take the battery tray out too, just because. I mean, look at the thing. It's really ugly. Got my tools ready. There we go. Get my Allen keys. 6mm. Yes, sir. I kind of have a feeling these bolts are gonna be tight. Yep. Well, it's not that bad. Could have been worse. I have a feeling these bolts might have never been taken out before. Might have never been taken out before, I guess, or whatever. English. It's too early in the morning to speak English. But yeah, let's get these out of the way. Can we get a satisfying pop? Not really. And the third one. Come on. There we go. Well, those are all loosened up. Let's see if I can get the 8mm out. I'm gonna take that one out. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, and we'll get back to figuring out how to get this. I think there's a big bolt right about here on both sides, and when we take that out, it should let the main drive shaft loose, hopefully. Alright, so the first side came off pretty easy. Actually, the 8mm Allen bolt is connected right here. It's connected right straight to the brake reservoir. I have no idea why there's what this is for. Who knows? Who cares? I mean, this thing here. Now there's 3 small Allen bolts on this side to take out, and I think there's just one big nut in there, and of course the same with the 6mm Allen bolts here. So I'm gonna set up the camera, we'll get these out, and see what happens. So here we go. Let's see if we can get some satisfying pops out of these bolts. Ooh, that was a good one. It's the little things in life, you know. Another one. Oh, that was disappointing. The third one. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. Yep. That's a tight one. I wonder if there's a... No, there's not a nut behind it. Let's see. I think I have better tools for this, but I set the camera on my toolbox, so we're just gonna have to deal with this the old-fashioned elbow grease way. At some point, when I'm done with the engine, or I stripped it into small enough pieces, I'm actually gonna take it home so I can continue working on it in my living room. There's just a few things that I'm kind of screwed up for myself. See, when I was taking out the oil, I forgot to take out the oil filter, and obviously now the engine is on the jack stand, and the jack stand is right under the oil filter. Like, the engine is sitting on its oil filter, so there's no way for me to take it out. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Maybe, well, I'm gonna have to take out the water pump cover. So hopefully I can get some of the oil out that way, and some of the, you know, the excess coolant fluids and all that stuff. Well, what was that? Just a washer. And I'm gonna have to take out the engine covers at some point, and I'm gonna need to take out the ignition coils and all that. But that's later down the line. I kind of want to pressure wash the engine, but it's gonna be pretty hard to do that so that water doesn't end up inside the engine, because I kind of want to take the air filter boxes and the throttle body and all that stuff out before I start washing the engine. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to make some sort of covers for the intake holes. I have some sort of an idea what to do about that, but right now I don't have the right materials or the tools to do it. But that's all down the line. Like there's a lot to do before we even get to the point where I can start even thinking about removing the throttle bodies and the air filter boxes and stuff like that. For now, let's focus on the drive shaft. It's so easy to get distracted when you take on a project like this because you're kind of excited. You really want to just do everything at once, especially with me because I'm kind of like all over the place all the time. So I have to keep reminding myself to stay focused on one single thing at a time. Come on, there we go. Okay, so that's that. I think there's a good chance I'm gonna use these in the upcoming build because the third-party rear sets that you can buy are really, really expensive. I do want to get rid of the original foot pegs, but I mean, you can get these things pretty much anywhere. I might like lighten these up, do like cut holes in them, machine them into a nicer looking pieces. I cut all of this stuff out here, some of this, you know, make it look like more like a billet kind of a piece. And I might cut the end of this part here to make a some sort of a platform where the license plate can fit. But that's probably going to be somewhere at springtime or something. And I can see that this has cracked. I don't know if you can see it, if this focus, but there's a crack right there. So I might have to take this down to somebody who welds aluminum, because that's not good. That actually might, yeah, that's a big crack. That actually might mean that I'm gonna have to buy some rear sets or something. Oh well, that's trouble for another day. Let's take the battery tray out, just because, I mean, it is really, really ugly. Also, it's really, really rusty. Do I have anti-seizing compounds in here? Yes, I do. There's a quick spray. There we go. So, there's that. Let's see here. I'm gonna give all of these nuts and bolts a little bit of a spray on this thing so they come loose better. All right, I'm gonna cut here and we'll be back when I get the tools out of my toolbox to get rid of this stuff. All right, the battery cover is out. I don't think I'm ever gonna put the battery holder, whatever it is, I don't think it's ever gonna come back on the bike because it's just really ugly. And I think I want to put a is it called an anti-gravity battery, that are really small. They provide enough energy for the starter and all that stuff, and I can hide it somewhere in the bodywork of the bike better. So this here is our next problem. It's a 27mm nut at the end of an axle. Let's see if it's loose or not. I gave it a good spray of that oil, so it should come off pretty easily. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Let's see, can I? Yeah. Okay, that was actually kind of nice. It's not in too bad of a condition. I might reuse it. Let's put it in the pile. Let's grab the camera, move to the other side. Let's see here, would this work? I have no idea because I can't see. Camera. God damn it. That's good enough. So, I do believe those are 5mm Allen bolts. Let's see, here we go. All right. So, let's see here. Do I need to replace these? I'm thinking of replacing all the Allen bolts in the bike to anodized, nicer looking ones. But these 3 bolts might actually be forever covered up, so I'm not entirely sure if I need to do anything about them. The plate itself, this thing right here, I'm definitely gonna clean it up because it's seen some better days. I actually might have a piece of aluminum that I can fashion into a new plate. Oh my god. There we go. So there we go. Let's see, does this thing need a little bit of a smack on it, or will it just come loose? Nope. Let's give it a little bit of a smack. Nope. That's interesting. How about some screwdriver action? Do I have a screwdriver in here? My toolbox. There we go. If I just pry it apart. No? Okay. That's interesting. It should come loose. It looks like it's just bolted in there. Let's see here. If I give the axle a little bit of a smack from this side, I have a feeling it will knock this loose. Nope. Or I need a hammer. Do I have a hammer? Why do I not have a hammer here? Son of a bitch. All right, well, I'll be right back. All right. Found a hammer. Woo. This piece was shoved in here in this hole, and I gotta say, man, that's a hell of a piece to get loose. I think someone else has had his problems with this piece before me, because this is one mangled cap. But yeah, it's loose. I just basically, since it was here, I got a flathead screwdriver in between the housing here and the plate, and just started prying apart. When I got it a little bit out, I used the hammer's claw to just kind of like bend out, and the final piece was just getting a 19mm wrench. If I would have had a bigger one, I think this is like 20mm or something. This here, so I just pried this between and just yanked it out. So there we go. One side is loose. There's still I tried hammering this if it would go in, but I don't think that's the case. Or maybe it is. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm gonna pry around, look around a little bit, and see how this all works, and then I'll come back to you. All right, so first things first, I need to get the drive shaft out of there. So I did a quick looking around on YouTube. It appears you're supposed to clamp it tight and then just give it a nice little whack. So let's see. Whoa. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure if you can see anything, but here's for hoping. Let's get the hammer here. It would be easier if you have some support here. No. Let's get a little bit tighter grip on this. There. There we go. And that's your drive shaft. Wow. Wait, oh wait, it was only grease. I thought the spline was completely gone, but it's just grease. So there you go. That's the drive shaft out. Now this piece should come out easily. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, hey, that's how you learn. There we go. Out noises. Let's see. Can you guys see anything? I'm not sure. That's the problem when you only have a GoPro. You never really know what you're filming. Unless you have the GoPro app on your phone, which I actually do. But connecting it is always a little bit of a hassle. So there we go. Oh, okay, this is just a bearing in there. And there's barely any grease in there. So yeah, that's it for the main drive. There's a lot of cleaning up to do here. Like, look at the amount of just shit on this rubber bushing or hood. But that's fine. We have all winter to clean these parts up. I'm gonna change the bearings here because, I mean, might as well since we're here. It doesn't feel like it's in a bad shape, but if you can change a bearing, you might as well do it. I'm pretty sure I could just pull that off. But yeah, that's it, I guess, for today. The drive shaft is out. What else? Yeah, drive shaft is out. The rear sets are off. I'm gonna have to go through those rear sets because the other one is cracked. If the original on the right side is also cracked, then I'm just gonna buy a new rear set. I'm trying to find some cheap ones, maybe a used one or whatever. But yeah, that's it, I guess. We're pretty much done here. So I guess like and subscribe the video. Leave me a comment if you have some tips and tricks that I should know before I do anything. Ring the bell, you know, click the ding dong so you'll get notified from any new updates or whatever. And go follow me on Twitch. There will be some streaming regarding to the engine build. I ordered a new injector repair kit, so I'm gonna do that on Twitch at some point. Whenever I get those parts, they should be coming in pretty soon. And yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of little knickknacks that I'll be doing on Twitch, so link will be in description and all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next episode.